Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Monday, February 11th, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you're going to see is that the futures are trading higher this morning by about 2 points to around 15.14 and a quarter, 15.14 and a half, give or take. Not a dramatic move by any stretch. Today is a Monday after a big snowstorm, so the volume could be on the lighter side. Generally, the trading volume on Mondays is pretty light to begin with. Throw in a snowstorm there in the Northeast, and it could be a little bit lighter today. But either way, these markets are very, very overbought, look a little bit tired in my opinion. So we'll see how they play out once the opening bell rings at the New York Stock Exchange in about an hour's time. So right now, markets are holding steady, positive by 1 3/4 to 2 points at the moment. A couple of other things to talk about. Last night, the Asian markets were mostly closed due to the Chinese New Year. So again, we won't be talking about them all that much today. You do have the European markets, however, trading this morning, and they're basically flat to begin with. We're not seeing any robust move out of Europe. You have the German DAX down about 2 points. FTSE MIB is down about 1/4%, and the Spanish IBEX 35 is down about 3/4%. The CAC 40 is up 0.6%, and the London FTSE 100 is up 0.3%. So a little mixed bag of tricks there, but keep an eye on the German DAX, by far the most important in all of Europe at this moment. A couple of other things to talk about in the markets. We'll talk about gold real quick here. Gold is trading down by $18 this morning. So this is a big fall for gold. It's trading at $1,650 an ounce. That is a big decline. Also, many of the gold miners are trading lower as well. So you want to keep that on the radar, but we do have the price of gold down this morning, as well as many of the gold miners also lower. So here is the GLD. You're going to see that this is really getting hit. It closed at 161.57. Today it's trading at 159.43. So this is really coming down pretty sharply, and I think it does have further declines to go in the near term. So again, be careful with gold on the long side. Gold is not showing us any strength whatsoever this morning. I know it's not getting a lot of media attention, but just be aware of it. Gold is pretty weak on the charts. It's showing further downside to come. And right now, having a pretty good down day before the opening bell rings at the New York Stock Exchange. So once again, gold is down about $18 to $1,650 an ounce. Gold miners are also down this morning. If you take a look at the GDX, which is the gold miners ETF, this closed at 42.32. Today it's trading at 41.85. So you could definitely see some weakness there as well. So be careful when trying to trade the gold sectors. The same could be said for silver today. Silver also trading lower as well. Silver also coming under pressure. Silver is basically the poor man's gold. So again, watch those two. They'll normally trade together in tandem, so you want to be careful there. Let's take a look at oil this morning. Oil is lower as well, down by 40 cents to $95.28 a barrel. Let's take a look, and that's light sweet crude. Let's take a look at the USO, which is a good proxy for crude. Today you'll see the USO trading around $34.41. This closed at $34.70. There's going to be a lot of support for the USO around $33 if it gets there, maybe even $33.10 in that vicinity. If it gets down there, I don't know if it will sell off that much. If the US dollar rallies higher, I think that is a possibility. Today the dollar is trading higher by about 7 cents at the moment. So again, little pop on the dollar. That could bring oil down as well as gold. So traders want to be well aware of that going forward. But right now, you're getting weakness in oil, getting weakness and very good weakness in gold and gold mining stocks as well as silver. So we want to note that and be a little bit cautious with that today. They both look, gold could go lower, oil could go lower if the dollar shows more strength. All right, let's take a look at some stocks in the news. It's a little bit on the lackluster side as far as finding good gaps today, but sometimes that's just the way it is, especially on a Monday. So you don't want to force anything in this type of market. Let's take a look at this NOVO. This is Novo Nordisk. Oops, make sure I have my right symbol here. Bear with me 1 second. I think I have a little. Oh, here, NVO. There we go. NVO. Not one I trade very often. Okay, this is Novo Nordisk, Danish drug maker. Stock is getting roasted and toasted on some news that it will not get a drug approval. I think it's an insulin drug, but you can check out the news yourself. The only play I see here is going to be much, much lower. There is going to be a little bit of support around the 167 level. We're trading now at around 165, so we are below that level. Watch 163.72. And then around the 157 to 156 level. I can't give you an exact number today simply because this is a very thin stock and this is a strong gap down. So again, it's a very, very aggressive trade either way because of the strong gap. But 163.72, then I have 157, and then you have a little bit more support at 156, and then it's really all the way down to 144.58. So those are your levels for this one. But again, it's a Danish drug maker. I think they did not get an FDA approval as expected, but they need more evidence or more drug results or whatever it is. But either way, the stock's getting slammed today. You want to know about that? It is a very thin volume stock. What I mean by that, generally it trades less than 1 million shares a day. Most often it'll trade between 150 to 250,000 a day. So these stocks can overshoot to the downside, and it is a strong gap down. So be a little bit careful with this one, as the downside levels can get penetrated and trade lower. So be a little bit careful there. Let's take a look at Caesar Entertainment. CZR is the ticker symbol. This stock has had an amazing move lately. Just a power surge. Look at the daily chart here. You can see how this thing has soared and roared to the upside. Now it's coming back down to earth, back to life, back to reality. Let this thing pull back. I think the stock could easily pull back to $11.84. $11.84. I also think you could watch for some short-term support around 10.56 and then 9.41. And before it's all said and done, I would not be surprised to see the stock come back down to around the 8.26 level. That's not today. That probably will be in a few days or maybe a week's time or 2 weeks' time. But you don't want to own something that is this far overextended and overbought. So let that pull back in. And again, you can watch for some short-term bounces around 11.84, 10.56, 9.41. Because of the low price, I'm not sure what they would give you there, but something worth noting. Another stock here is Google. Google's in the news today. Stock is selling off a little bit. Closed at $785 a share. Today it's trading around $779 a share. Not a huge decline. But over the weekend, it was reported that I believe Chairman Eric Schmidt is selling 42% of his Google stake. It's a lot of money. So he's going to sell his shares, not right away, but over some time, 42%. And that's going to be a lot of insider selling there. So again, stock is trickling down a little bit. I don't know if there's even a play here. But I do like Google. If it could get down towards that $710 level, there's a real good area there. But in the shorter scheme of things, there's not really all that much damage. $700 stock down $5, not really a big deal. Looking at BlackBerry this morning, or Rim Research in Motion, BBRY. Stock is pulling back a little bit today. The stock's had a very good run. I wouldn't even get in front of this. Let it pull back more. Looks like they lost a contract from Home Depot or somebody like that, or Lowe's. I'm not sure. But either way, not that big a deal. But the stock was just overbought, making a lower high on the daily chart. Let it pull back. Still looks very interesting around the $12 level if it gets down there. I'm not sure it's going to get to that level today, but that's a level I would be interested in the name. Right now, I don't think there's all that much to do with it, and we'll see how it plays. Once the opening bell rings, there could be some potential trades in on that one. A little bit later in the trading day. So again, just to really recap everything, gold and everything gold is getting hit pretty sharply today. Gold miners in particular, and spot gold itself is down about $18, $19 at the moment. So we want to be a little bit cautious and aware of that going forward. Asian markets are closed, so don't worry about the Asian ADRs today. There's no play there one way or the other. and it's a little bit of a quiet Monday with the snowstorm in the Northeast. But overall, the market to me is really not showing much strength. It looks a little bit tired. I would not rule out a pullback today. Okay, everybody, with that said, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and I will see you on the charts a little bit later. Those of you, I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone.